Hi, everybody. It's me, Linda G, coming to you from Northern California where the sun is shining. Hey, listen, due to a lot of eruptions in the sun, I've been hearing try to stay out of the sun. There are certain states, Google it, certain states that were more susceptible. But look at those terrible tornadoes 12 people in Kentucky, 12 people in Kentucky and Kansas. God bless them all. So pray for the world to be more stable, although these solar flares are going to cause a lot of, remember the guides told us about these tornadoes, and it's just going to keep going. All of a sudden I got my onion skin, my onion skin camera. So I'm here today to just answer a few questions. I'll be posting a poster to ask Mel and I. Mel got laryngitis. His husband was sick. And it's like when it rains, it pours, the poor guy. So hopefully he'll be well enough for Monday. If he's not, I'll do it by myself or I'll grab somebody to do it with me. Okay, so love you all. Thank you guys. You're just all the good wishes. I feel guilty about anybody giving me good wishes about this surgery that I decided to do. I paid for this. I was in and out one day. This was I don't know, probably even more of a curiosity. Listen, back when I was young, I used to say, hey, listen, if they got stuff that can help you with your aging, I'm doing it. I'm not somebody that says, oh, I don't feel like, no, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I don't know if somebody knows it, right? All right, so you guys rock. There's so many people. I get so many emails, and I'm so sorry if I can't get back to everybody. I try. Some of you guys send me videos. I just watched a video with some guy named, I think his name is Peter, that he brought a lot of good, interesting points. The government-backed student loans and government-backed housing, what it does is it creates things to get more expensive. Because look at right now, and he was right. When I bought this house, I always included my property tax and my insurance. The insurance is what really went up. So I'm paying several $100s more. I've been in this house since 2016. Several hundred more a month because of property tax and insurance. And now State Farm's going up another 30%. And then when you have to have something fixed, it's going to cost more. So it's expensive. People who say, I really like a house, wait till they will start dropping. The prices with homes are dropping. I'll be happy when my price goes down. Although the price of my house isn't going up like you would think. So I put a rather large deposit on this house because I inherited some money from my father and mother. And I put that right away. I bought my son a car because I know how he is with money. You know what I'm saying? My sister and I took a trip to Paris and Ireland. But yeah, I knew you better put that money in now because it would be gone. So anyway, but thank you to mom and dad my sister calls it battle pay, for giving us the money so we could have these luxurious things. My sister had a lot of work done on her house. But anyway, so we were lucky that way. But I want you to know, now I'm getting a lot of people writing me telling me that they're having psychic flashes of Trump dropping and boom, dying. So I'm not getting that right now, but I'll take a look, see. But he's really, if you guys are looking at YouTube at all, he's losing his mind. He was already bad, okay? But when he's talking, he's not making any sense. I'm telling you, he's in the middle of starting with Alzheimer's. I'm telling you right now. But I don't know if he's going to make it long enough. I think the people around him know. That's why Stephen Miller, somebody said, wait a second, if Pam Bondi is in charge with the DOJ, why is Stephen Miller running it? Which is true. He's got his fingers in everywhere. So, okay. Lori, thank you, Lori. And this is a very good question. Well, also, Lori, before I answer your question, I just want to throw, I don't know if anybody asked this question, but let me throw really quick about that contest with whatever, the duck people who, are they actually going to try to help illegals win a citizenship through some reality TV show? What a horrible idea. However, if they have the contestants on totally naked. Sorry, I'm sorry I said that. So let's take a look. I think that's cruel. I think that's cruel. Cruel. I think it's cruel for them to do that. And then what happens if you lose? They ship you off right away. You came forward to try to win. It's like I told you, my ex-mother-in-law. She was on Queen for a Day. A lot of you probably don't remember that show. I don't even remember it because I was a little girl, but it was very broke, poor housewives coming on the show that needed something, and then they would gift you whatever it was that you needed. But she lost. It's like you were on Queen for a Day and you lost. So let's just look at that little contest they're going to have, okay? Let's see what the realm, it's really windy out here. Gosh, I hope we don't get a fire. No, somebody's looking at it, but look, that it's like they started or they're thinking about it. It's not going to work out. They're crossed by an ending. They could even go before a judge. Like a judge might say, this is, I don't know what's illegal about it, or using people who aren't American citizens who are in this country and then doing this. There's something wrong with this, you guys. God doesn't appreciate it, that's for sure. But something with the illegals is not going to work out. Something with the illegals is not. Maybe they'll take people from other countries who say, I'd love to have an American citizenship, but aren't living here. They're not illegals. They're people from other countries. Okay. But it's just a nothing burger. The only people who would like it is those white maggot types who would love people to suffer. Will there be Nuremberg type trials to hold these traitors accountable? The world will never trust us. Absolutely guaranteed. And by the way, the ICC has just filed some more charges against more than Trump. I was trying to find who else for crimes against humanity. So yes, definitely. I saw this back when he was first in office. So I got to trust my guys because they usually, you know what I'm saying? Just like Kamala could be the president, but it would be after they figure out he's a traitor. So tell me what I can tell everybody. Oh, I see that Steve Miller in trouble. You know what? I see them beginning the process of impeaching Trump, but I'm not seeing Trump being able to make it through. I don't know if he keels over or he's too sick. But then I see people like Steve Miller, Pam Bondi, all of them. Yes, all of them will be in trouble. All of them will have to stand before the American public. And that, what was her duck lips, the one that used to sit near Trump in New York? Whatever her name was. She's in trouble too. Patel's in trouble. All of them. They're in huge trouble. And part of the trouble for many of them is the money that they made off of this tariff thing that Trump announced. And then they went in before it was announced because they had inside information. They're all going to get in trouble. Okay. Absolutely. Nuremberg, can you give me a little bit of a hint? Perhaps 2028 is what I heard. 2028 is when they really start. I mean, it's like our new president's going to have to invest in helping our country get back on track. And then all these people are in huge trouble. I see the Republicans trying to bring back or help redo some of this stuff, this damage they've already done. Oh, you know who's in trouble too is Johnson. I just saw him with his head bowed. But I see them trying to act like they're for America. They're not. These guys are in trouble. I don't care what they say. They're in trouble. Okay, so in Georgia, there's a woman who is brain dead, but being kept alive by a machine because she's carrying a 9-week-old fetus. This is straight out of Handmaid's Tale. Utterly cruel. Have they filed before the court? What am I feeling that's wrong with the fetus? I don't see the fetus making it. I don't see. There was a case though that a woman was pregnant and they kept her intubated. This was years ago, but she was way far along compared to this. And they need your movement. Fetuses need that movement and stuff. But there's something wrong with this fetus. That's what I heard. I heard there's something wrong and it may die in utero, just die. Okay. Yes, the Supreme Court will change their mind on Orange Crush's immunity, but it'll be general, which means all presidents' immunity, but it might be more towards 2028. Steve Miller's running the government. Mary just said, who's running the government? Steve Miller's running the government. Will I stop harassing people who are flying into the US, and if so, when? Because I don't want to go anywhere while they're doing this. I know you should see, we dropped in international, people aren't even coming here to visit. Wait till they have the Olympics, etc. I keep thinking they want to change it out, but I don't see people coming here. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But yes, and here's the other thing. The people that are involved with this, a lot of them are the January 6th. So they're in there like king for a day. They like that power, that thing they do to hurt others. It's really sad, you guys. But this too shall pass, and they will pay. They will pay. A lot of these pictures they got of these people going in there, they're going to have to go be seen before a judge. Oh my God. Bookworm. Will the MAGAs finally see the truth after the plane and El Chapo bribes? Oh God, yes. Can you believe he allowed the El Chapo people to come? And Mexico's president didn't even know about this. So what's going to happen with that? And then we'll look at the plane. I feel he's going to insist like a little child. But can I tell you something with the plane? I'm almost feeling he never really gets to get in it because it's going to take too long to work on it. That's what I'm getting. I could be wrong. Or then we'll just end up tossing it or selling it. Because after the midterms, he's not going to get any money to work on that plane. So good luck with that, sucker. Oh, chap. They gave Trump money to come into the United States. They gave Trump money. And you guys let me know if he made one step, because I don't see any statement he's making about that. Telling everybody, Mexico's got the worst of the worst, and then he ships them over here. That's really sad. One of the El Chapo family is going to be in trouble. Yep, they gave him money, handed him cash, filled his coffers. an offer he couldn't refuse. The women or whoever the females are that came here are going to be really happy. Okay, so I see them comfortable here, and then I see in about 3 years, 4 years, it might be our own administration says, you know what, we had a legitimate president say you could move here and you need to go back where you came from. That's what I hear. Although I could see Mexico's president saying, nah, you can keep them. They'll be keeping an eye on them. They won't be able to get away with anything. Okay. Will Orange's health be like in the next 3 months? Let's take a look. See, I'll do both cards on that. What will Orange's health be like in the next 3 months? Okay, let's take a look. See. You know, he's got those cholesterol busters, but he's got some issues with his heart. You guys keep seeing him go down, like suddenly go down. Coughing right there. It could be 3 or 4 months. Let's check out this one. He's going along, he's happy, and then boom. But he's got the mental stuff too. Uh-oh, there's my doggies. My son's probably here. The next 3 or 4 months, Trump's health. The next 3 or 4 months, Trump's health. Let's check it out. Taken by force. Ooh, I love it. He'll stay put. You know, this trip really wore him out. Volcanic mountains. I always take this to be something, boom. And the thing is that he's all in it for the money, and this is becoming more obvious, more obvious. So you guys don't worry. He's going to get ready to exit stage left. Yeah, the RFK is a junk master. His poor sister, not sister, cousin came out and said that his house was the house. Imagine Jacqueline didn't want her kids to have anything to do with him. His house was the house where you bought the drugs, the party house. He got all his cousins addicted. And he's so smart, but he's just worthless. RFK, will he leave office soon? I don't see him in trouble as bad as the others, which is interesting. He's crossed with the 10 of Swords. Um, yeah, they may, something's wrong. Something's very wrong. And also, you know what? The government's going to tie him in with the things he's doing. He's making proclamations that are untrue, and he's about ready to be in trouble over that. He's not well himself. I think those drugs have hurt him. That's what I'm getting. I could be wrong. So you guys, let's check out and see what's going to happen with JD Vance and Marco Rubio going to the Pope's. He's going to be dedicated or officially put in the Catholic Church, because you know he ain't going to mess. They're not saying you can't come, but I'm sure if he has something to say, he'll say it. My friend who's very Catholic will probably be up tomorrow at 3:45 for his first huge mass. He's saying a lot of stuff that's pretty cool, though. Very good. Sort of like the way the person known as Jesus of Nazareth would have said it, love mankind. Okay, so tell me about the Pope's inauguration. I'll call it inauguration. I'm sure there's another word for it. Tell me about the new Pope's inauguration with JD Vance. And Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is always on TV after that Ash Wednesday thing with the big old ash there with the cross. They say technically you're supposed to wipe it off. I could be wrong about that, but I never understood why people want to walk around with dirt on their head. Okay, let's take a look, see. They're very excited about going, you guys. Somebody's not going to feel well. Somebody might not do well. Ooh, ooh. So is this related to the Pope's inauguration or is this something else? Because there's some news coming in that's going to be very tough for everyone. I wonder if there's some assassination attempt or something. Or do you think people would, now they wouldn't want to ruin his little gathering. Or do you think people will gather together and just start booing them? Let me look at this one here. Tell me about the Pope's. The outcome of the Pope, something big's going to happen. Mainstream news, so a lot of people will be all over the news, you guys. Worldwide, Earth related. Social media will be all over it. I don't think it has to do with the Pope. This feels or JD Vance or the other one. This might even be something that Putin does that doesn't hurt the Pope, but something's getting ready to happen, you guys. Israel, something's getting ready to happen. Okay, we'll look more into that. Okay, so energy of light and mercy, you're telling me that something's getting ready to happen. I can feel it. And maybe it's around the time of this. When is this supposed to be, by the way? Hold on. Leo. Not great. I'm gonna put this on pause and ask my Catholic friends. So I just talked to Dan, and it's inaugural mass, and that's what's going on tomorrow at 3:45 a.m. Eastern. I was asking Dan. They said his first mass. Well, this is the big deal, but he's already Pope, so he didn't really need this. What is that? Is that hair or something? Looks like hair. So, yeah, that's her. So that's what's going on. So I told Dan, and it's tomorrow. And I told him, well, something in the world's going to happen. Not with the Pope or JD, although I said, well, if their plane crashes, we won't be upset. But something's going to happen, and it'll be all over the news. But I don't think it's either, you know how this stuff works. It'll either be tomorrow or it'll be within a day or two, because the cards can sometimes say like it's right on top of that. Okay, so anyway, he just sent me a text showing that the meaning of his inaugural, like he's so good about that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, right, okay. Um, uh, it sure looks like Rump is having or possibly about to have some success in the Middle East, even Ukraine. He won't have success with Ukraine because Putin isn't listening to anybody. But I see him really coming down on Netanyahu. He's coming down, but he's out of his head. There's something wrong with him. Plus, he has that son-in-law protecting Netanyahu. Let's look at Netanyahu, you guys. Netanyahu, what's about ready to happen to him? Netanyahu. Netanyahu. Well, he's got a demon next to him. And there's real good people in Israel, but him and these people around him, like it's like Trump and these good old boys, they like to hurt others. Foreign occupation, which is what they're doing now. He's not getting any help. He's saying, I have to do this on my own. He's not getting any help from the United States or any other nation. People are done with him with the crying and acting out. People know he's no good. It's just like Trump with that fraud. Notice he doesn't talk about that at all. Remember the fraud assassination attempt? That was a fraud. They've even showed a few pictures. It could be A1, AI infused, but that kid was with him at a couple of things. So, and he doesn't talk about it at all, but he can't stop talking about anything else. So, what's happening with him? He's hiding something big. What's happening with Netanyahu? What's happening with Netanyahu? Foreign occupation. I know Iran is really upset with him. It's talking about just blowing them out of the water, but they do that a lot, and they don't really have the money or the utility. And they know if they attack Israel, even though this guy's no good, but they'll kill innocent people, and then the world would turn on them even more so. It's really windy out there, you guys. He's furious at Trump, but too bad. You blew it. He's lying. He's lying to the people. He's looking for a way to escape. I wouldn't even doubt by this fall or winter, he's escaping. He will never get Gaza. I don't care how many people he kills. Gaza will never be his. I see China working on it. I see Saudi Arabia working on it. He'll never get Gaza. Just like with that jet that Trump thinks he's going to get. I just never saw him getting it. It might be because, as he insists, this is mine and I want it, they're not going to be able to sort it out. Okay, so he only has till November of next year to get the money allocated. And by the way, the economy is getting ready to, I'm telling you, I don't want to scare you, but it's going to be tight, but we'll be okay because we know how to do it. But it's like, then he's going to get no money to fix it up. And then what I see is he'll be gone. He'll never get to use it. There will be no library. There's not going to be a library. He's never going to have a library. He thinks he is, but he'll be found to have been a traitor. We've been talking about this since the beginning of time. But I like this Pope too, by the way. And Trump hates him. And did you see what he even said about the guy from Walmart who was supposed to be his buddy? You don't raise the prices. You just take those tariffs and deal with it. Well, Walmart makes a lot of money and they could. But that's not how presidents talk to businesses. So, yeah. He's alleged presidents. Okay. Yeah, Daniel, Senator John Fetterman, he's going down. I'm not seeing him getting another season. I see him going down. After Trump and MAGA Republicans are taken out of office, will they be held accountable? As I said before, absolutely. And somebody wrote me and said, I understand Biden doesn't like Kamala. Maybe it's about that Josh or whatever his name. Some guy wrote a book. I won't read it. I was like, what? But they were at a funeral. I think it was Jimmy Carter's funeral. And the vice president came in with her husband and the president was sitting there with his wife. And they never glanced at him. And I was saying, what's going on? How come they're not looking? He's a Scorpio. And he talks out loud because he doesn't want to be ugly, but I think something happened between all of them, but I don't think it's so bad. I know Mrs. Biden spoke up and said they were beyond overwhelmed with grief about what Nancy Pelosi did to them. Just beyond. And may I say this, you guys? Of course, we're going through an awful time. But the fact that they pushed him out of the way, and then she loses anyway, or allegedly, we know they stole it. But it must weigh heavy on Pelosi. It must. They're looking at her. They're blaming her. Can I say Qatar? Is that how you say it? They gave Trump the plane. They have the money. And also, they've been trying to sell it. It's 13 years old. It's too big for airports. He's not going to be able to take it to where of course, he can use tax-funded rides on a helicopter and stuff, but he can only go to so many airports. They want it off their hands, and they thought they would kiss his rear and make him look like a big shot. And some of the stuff they've told him that they're going to do, they're not. So they're going to be like him. They say yes, and then they don't give him what he wants. I'm not watching the Diddy thing. I'm not. I just like I didn't do with the deal with that woman and Johnny Depp. I never watched one of those. I don't know why. I'm just not into it. Sorry, you guys. Not that he doesn't deserve it. I feel like he's going down. And I don't feel that Trump will be able to have the time to be able to pardon him, or even if he wants to. Okay. Oh, yeah, Johnson is just like, and I see Trump pounding on Johnson about why isn't it my big, beautiful thing? I'm telling there's so much chaos. And a lot of these people that won't sign it, they want bigger cuts. The only one that said, you can't do this to my people was Josh Hawley, of all people. We couldn't trust him as far as we could throw. And Josh Hawley said, no, I've got, 75% of his people are on Medicare, Medicaid. Tell me about this budget, the big, beautiful budget. Somebody's showing me like Japanese chopping up. Going to get chopped up here and there. Listen, he's trying to call certain people. He wants to talk to them or have them come for lunch like he does. And I see they can tell something's wrong with him. Like, uh-oh, he's really out to lunch. I don't see him making any sense. Tell me about the budget. Give me the outcome for the budget. Surprise attack. Ooh, military plane. Maybe this is what's going to happen tomorrow. Earthquake shakeup. Something's getting ready to happen, you guys. Something's getting ready to happen that's going to mess everything up. But Johnson won't get what he wants to get. and I see them chopping it up. That's what I see. So let me tell you, let's look at Putin, who's totally worthless. Will we come to any kind of, so Trump says he's going to talk to Putin tomorrow. Then he's going to talk to Zelensky. And he wants the dying to stop, which I really appreciate him saying that. Not that he means it, but I appreciate him saying it. I can tell everybody. Putin speaks with Trump tomorrow. What's the outcome? Rehearse and manipulation. Some sort of solution to the problem, but Putin's still going to be doing drone strikes. Down the road, we will go towards the greater good, but let me look at my other cards. What is the outcome of the meeting with Trump? Putin's all pissy because he thinks he deserves more. He deserves more land. Zelensky's really trying hard to fight this. But I see France and Germany and everybody coming forward, really helping out. Okay. He'll act like a peace deal, but look at this. Maybe not even till November. So people will be happy and say, oh, look, he did a peace deal. Something will be done. But they got the death card on it, which means they could turn it around, or that could be Putin dying. Some sort of money's exchanging hands. Zelensky's doing what he can just to save his people. Don't worry, you guys. We don't got much more of this. This will work out. Now let's look at Gaza real quick. These poor people. Just want to look at Gaza again. Sorry, I just keep thinking about. They were showing this big, huge smoke plume, and it looked like a atomic bomb, and it was bombs they're doing to on these poor people, little children running, screaming. No mommy or daddy, they don't know where they are. It's just how can that kind of ugliness? You would think God would step out of the clouds and just wipe them all out. He's never going to get Gaza. He may think he's got it, or he's running around in it for a minute, but I see him and that whole thing being pulled out. And I see China as part of it, and I see Saudi Arabia. Thank you. So they even had a conversation with Trump about talking to Netanyahu and getting him off that land. Because by the by, we have all this money and we're going to build you a nice hotel out there. We'll carry everything. Oh my God, you guys, this is beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so there's more fighting going on. Okay, so these people are lying and sneaking and not telling the truth. Karmically, this will come back to bite him. So don't worry. Remember what I told you? Eventually, I see a woman in charge. Eventually, Gaza will turn back to the Palestinians. At least some of it, if not all of it, but some of it. But I see negotiations being done. After this president is gone and Netanyahu's gone and Putin's gone, this world will be, even with this guy in China, he's not going to live to be. I see a couple more years with him. But, he people in his country, I don't know how they're really feeling, but I know they spy and they're sneaky and stuff, but apparently, now listen up, apparently they're suffering really bad with their economy. They're trying to hide it, but apparently because we stopped buying from them, their manufacturing places are shutting down and people will soon be hungry and it's really bad. But, they come off with that proud, like my mom, Comanche, they were poor, poor, and they would walk home from school and the heat was really bad. And she said before her mom had died, we all would walk home from school and pretend like we were having lunch, even though there really wasn't any food. I mean, hopefully, maybe they had a tortilla or something, but she said we would walk home. And that's that proud, you don't want people to know how bad it is. They were showing pictures of little kids in the Gaza Strip compared to Auschwitz and skin and bones. Skin and bones, same thing. It's just so sad. I'm so sorry, you guys. I wish psychically and energetically we could figure out a way to just put lightning and destroy him. So, okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to come off. I'm going to be on with Mel on Monday. I'm going to post a little thing with Mel. You guys give me more questions. Thank you guys for the questions that I got. And you have a happy Saturday. And happy day to the Pope tomorrow. Sorry, dude, I'll be sleeping. But I'm sure they'll do reruns on TV. Love you all. Cheers.